always be reserved for you. We thank you for the gift your living brought to each of us. We love you. You will be greatly missed and always remembered. Thank you.
And now words from granddaughter Mary.
Uncle Ho, Wendy, thank you for a beautiful eulogy. Good morning, dear family and friends. I wanted to take a moment to thank you all for coming today and celebrating the life of my precious grandmother, Janet Wynn. I also want to thank my Aunt Lon and my cousin Andy for helping and write this eulogy with me. For those of you who do not know who I am, I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Mary Doe Tippins, the granddaughter of Janet Wynn, daughter of Sylvia Wynn, and niece of Uncle Han and Aunt Lon. As we gather today to celebrate my grandmother's life, I wanted to recapture the person that Grandma was and how her personality and character affected those she loved. She was a generous person. She always helped her family and friends in times of need. Throughout her life, she sent most of the little money that she had to Vietnam to help her relatives build a temple for both sides of the family. Not only was she generous financially, but she was always the first person to help and volunteer. My cousins, Andy and Misha, who focused most of their time on education, did not have time to worry about the little things such as torn clothes, food to cook, dishes to wash. Grandma was always there to lend a helping hand. She also helped raise her great-grandchildren, Ethan and Christian Bro. Although they only knew Grandma for a short period of time, they loved spending time with her, whether it was eating a home-cooked meal or just watching cartoons. Grandma never put herself first. Rather, she always put the welfare of others before her. She was also instrumental in the successful upbringing of my great Aunt Kim Schwa and Kim Chi, my uncles, Uncle Lin and Uncle Tom. She was also an optimist. She always encouraged us to strive for the best, whether it was in education, employment, or achieving our greatest endeavors. For example, Grandma encouraged me to strive for a career that would not only further myself, but would also further my financial future. Early in my life, I struggled with my career choices. However, Grandma pushed me into a better direction, ultimately leading me to my life successes, and I thank her for that. Not only was she a grandmother to me, but she was also a great teacher to all of us. She taught her children as well as her grandchildren to respect others and themselves. She also taught us not to judge people, but to see the good in them. And most importantly, she disciplined her children and taught them how to be good people. Ultimately, Grandma lived a great life. Although she had setbacks that were beyond her control, she had the strength and determination to overcome these obstacles. Now God has chosen to take her away from us. But we can rest assured that Grandma is no longer suffering and that she is watching over us, each and every one of us, with a huge sense of pride. She has entered the gates of heaven and has finally been reunited with the love of her life, my loving grandfather, Johnny. May they rest in peace, and we will miss you, and we love you. Thank you.
Having heard those words, you will appreciate the appropriateness of this text now from the New Testament. Matthew's Gospel, 25th chapter, tells us that when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory, teaches Jesus. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people from one another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will put the sheep at his right hand and the goats at the left. And then the king will say to those at his right hand, "Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the king will answer them,